Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Zom 100 episode number 3 reaction. Right, so the previous episode we got to see what Akira was doing after, like the first whole after getting out of this whole exploitive situation. He wants to just chill and just do everything that he wasn't able to do. 3 years worth of vacation. And he cleans his room and goes out to does a little bit of shopping and stuff, and yeah, comes across a survivor, a girl who is completely opposite to him. How he has a bucket list of all the things I want to do before I become a zombie. She has a list of all the things that I have to do to avoid become a zombie. So you can see she's very cautious, always talking about which is something that you should prioritize, and stuff like that. And seeing how he has just went there to buy beer in a zombie apocalypse, she's like, I cannot believe what type of person you are. So they had a little bit of a situation where the zombies came in, a truck came in, almost crushed them, but the girl saved him and left. Later on, we get to see the girl thinking that I wonder how it would feel to live as freely as that guy. And you can see that she's always keeping everything in check, like lower sugar intake, stuff like that. So trying to get a sakura mochi in the department store, she hesitated. But seeing how this guy Akira is just buying beer, in a zombie apocalypse, she's like, maybe I should kind of be a little bit more lenient towards myself. Maybe I should have grabbed that sakura mochi. And yeah, while over there, Akira is his philosophy is more like, I have lived almost like a walking corpse up until now, so I cannot keep that going. I will live like I want to live, and yeah, if I die, I die. That's like his whole looking the way he looks at the world. So let's see what happens in this episode. This is episode number 3. Let's get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, suited to whichever is your preference. And let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Show. Who's this? Showtime. Oh wait, this is a host call. Oh, I was like, what is this place? Wait, is this? Oh, this is what is happening before the zombie apocalypse? Okay. Yeah, that's a death flag. That's a big one. Right. Hey, yo. Wait, for a moment, those are Molotovs. I thought I was I was like, why are they taking alcohol with them? And then I realized those are Molotovs actually. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, I was wondering when is this happening? After, right? Damn. Wait, is that Mamoru Miyano? Wait. I need to check. I need to check. After this, I'll need to check. Hey yo, Akira's just doing his thing. Hey yo, what's that glass? The new goggles? Oh, this is Shinjuku. Oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Who? Kencho? His friend? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. All right, a few hours ago. Wow. Uh, oh, a little bit of. Well, no, please don't do that. Why? Oh my God, this. You. He. He. Okay, he did it crooked. Grow a cool beard. Yeah, by using marker pen. Damn, who's messaging? Is this person that he's talking about? Kencha or what? What was his name? Oh, okay, that's interesting. So someone. Hmm. I feel like half of them are dead. More than half of them. Yeah, nobody's going to answer him back because they're all. He's like waiting for the reply. Huh. Yeah, true. Exactly. Oh, I see. Ken Kencho. Oh, this person that he was. Oh, right. Damn. What? Oh, is that him? Oh, he was in a cabaret club, I think. Or I don't know. Okay. Yep. Need food. Oh, I'm glad my drunk as a. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And like the outside is just like filled with zombies. So. Oh. I like Akira's gonna call him now, I guess. Yep. Yo, Akira. Oh yeah, he did say like he was in the rugby, like so that's why I was wondering why is like he's quite trained and quite well built. That's why. There you go, Akira's calling. Oh my god. Yo, he's dying while Yeah? Damn. Text me your address. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Yeah, while he was just like completely. Oh, is that her who's on the. Yep. Oh my god, his face. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, we both are drunk. Chick, please. And now you can see, like, in this apocalypse, everyone is equal now completely. Like, it doesn't matter what job you did, what, like, like how much it paid, how much it exploited you, nothing matters anymore. Everyone's equal. Zakia's going to just come and crash. There you go. There you go. Up. Well, yeah. Wait, so he's like. Well, your friend is here. Yeah, he's distracting them so that they come out. How loud is that horn? It's like, oh, I guess like obviously because there you go, perfect. And it's gonna blow up or something? Probably not. He was underwater. Yep, it blew up. Damn, this really reminds me of like like the zombie apocalypse game that we play. Like distraction, blowing up the car to like kill the zombies and then go somewhere else. Damn, he actually brought out all the zombies. Oh, Uh, there he is. Oh, he's gonna get the shock of his life. Yeah, and I'm not a zombie, so there you go. Mm. Yeah, and now he understands. It's not tripping. Well, why not? All right, the zombies will come back now. Don't scream. Yeah, I think you guys should leave, like I was saying. Yeah. Well, run! Close the door. Close the door. Damn. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh my God. There's so many of them. It's not going to hold for long. Yeah. They need to get out of here from the roof somehow. He's panicking. Well, let him think. I think he's trying to. Ah, well, the signature move of Akira, jump. He did that before as well. Yo, yo, guys, that's still quite a distance. We'll find out after jumping. You guys are rugby players, so you should be a little bit stronger than the average people. Like, either get eaten by zombies or just jump. There you go. No, he's not, but yeah. That's quite a distance, just look at this. Oh my god. Alright. Take a big run and then just jump. Oh. Oh boy. I didn't enjoy myself. Oh. Hmm. Ah, I see. He himself didn't feel. Hmm. Yeah. He's saying like you're doing. Yeah. Stand-up comedian. Okay. Right. Jump. Yeah. There's a lot of audience, and the zombies will definitely appreciate a good joke. Right. Wow. It's like, oh, you want to be a comedian? You have to have that thing within you. Just jump. Oh my God, yo, that was close. Yo, damn, damn, whoa. Oh yeah. Right. Okay. Oh no! Yo! Damn! Yo, grab him! Akira! He's still laughing. Oh! Oh no! Hey yo, just imagine he dies like this. Hey yo! Now that's that would be comical. Oh my god. Oh, damn. Oh no, wait. No, no, I. That is why you wear clothes. Exactly, that is why. One of the reasons. Oh my god. Wait, he's also okay. Wow. Uh, yeah, connection from work. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so he's the guy in the opening. I was wondering if that is him. I think he's gonna dye his hair after this. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. Wow. This is okay. How are they gonna get down? I'm thinking about it now. Laugh with my best friend. Yeah, I guess there's probably like a door. Hopefully the door is not locked. Yeah, that is him. Okay. I didn't. I wasn't 100% sure if that was him because he's like, here he has dyed it. So yeah, now it's obvious now. You can see it. It's him. The character with Akira. This guy. Okay, that is it. You're right. So, okay, this episode, we begin with right. Okay, first of all, I need to check something. Do we have? Is this Mamoru Miyano's voice? Uh, what was his name? Show. I think that was his name. Show. Yeah, Show. Okay, there isn't any. I'm not exactly sure, but that did sound like Mamoru Miyano's voice. I cannot find the it anywhere. The Yeah, maybe later on it'll be the voice actor will be revealed or something. I don't know. You're right. I'm not exactly sure, but anyways, I feel like that is. Let me listen to the voice again. Okay, first we see this guy, Showtime Club. So this is like a host club, and there's like someone crying, obviously a little girl, and like she's one of the survivors, just like all of the others are also there. Okay, wait a minute, let me listen. Yeah, I think that's Mamoru Miyano. I think so. Like I'm like 50% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. But either way, so he's like this guy show. He's like, oh, everything is fine. Don't no need to cry. Everything will be okay. And then like someone comes and they're like, oh, like show like something's going on. And show's like, all right, you stay here. We'll talk with you later. I'll be back. And he like grabs everyone like grabs like the baseball bat, like the molotov and everything, and like comes out. And I was thinking at first like, what's going on? Is this happening before or is this happening after? Like, what's going on? But then I realized, obviously, as soon as they went out, like zombies, and I'm like, oh, there you go. So yeah, so my guess is that obviously this was like a place where they made like a little stronghold for them, and the survivors that that they're saving, they're coming and taking shelter over here, while these guys, they are like more like the people who is trying to defend this place. Like the host club guys. So yeah, Club Showtime third generation. So yeah, it is like a host club. So they're using like molotovs and like baseball bats to attack the zombies. There's few of the people getting killed by that time. And there's one host we saw that who also died immediately after getting infected. Right. So yep, that is Mamoru Miyano. I cannot misrecognize that voice. Right. So he's more like the leader here, and he's like, all right, let's do this, and everyone's like fighting the zombies, while Akira's just on his motorbike on his way to go and save Kencho. So right after that, we kind of go back a few hours ago, and one of his bucket list dream was was growing a beard, and that's why he probably didn't shave. And he's like, like it doesn't look good, like my beard, like I wanted more of a cooler one. And he has these like photographs in front of him of models, and he like starts doing like using a marker pen to put a beard on. And I'm like, what type of, like, in no way, like, yeah. And he's like, okay, you know what, I don't think I look good in a beard, let me just shave it. So he just cut off, grow a cool beard. So yeah, in his like obviously he's like, yeah, I wouldn't look good in it. Right. Either way, so he realizes that messages are coming, and he's like, oh, the internet is back, and he starts like contacting everyone, and he's like, oh, like it's been a while I've actually talked to anyone, because it's my exploitive company. So let me see what everyone is doing. Let me like maybe we can hang out or something. And like I still don't really understand, why is his place so safe and so, like, is it because it's like high up, like it's like in the higher stories, like his floor is quite high up. So is that why his room is, especially his room, isn't really being raided by zombies? Because half of the place has been raided by zombies. I really don't understand, why is his room this safe. Either way, and I think that's probably it, because like his room is like in the highest floor, that is probably why the zombies are not coming. But if that is the case, what about his neighbors? Shouldn't his neighbors be alive as well if he's alive? I don't think any of his neighbors are alive. So I'm not exactly sure what is going on. But either way, it's kind of weird how his room is literally like the most peaceful place, while outside, like the whole world is like burning down, and he's just there in his room, just like safe and sound. Nothing is the problem. And I feel like that is basically the like one of the biggest reasons why he literally doesn't understand what the situation is. Like he understands, but he doesn't know realize the severity of it. And he's like, oh, let me just like like contact my friends if they're going to like hang out with me or something. And also, obviously, his positive way of looking at life also is another reason. Because in his head, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm living my life now. So he thinks that everyone else might be doing that as well. Obviously, like for him, this is a respite. Like because before this, he was a zombie. Now with the zombie outbreak, he actually became a human being. He has time for himself, and that's why he's so happy and he's so positive, like something like that. So like that is why he probably doesn't understand. Like he understands the severity of the situation, but he is not feeling it, because he himself is very happy about this situation, because he is safe from the exploitive company now. Either way, he contacted everyone, and he's like, right, so I realized why the internet came back. It's not because like internet like started back again. It's I can only use my phone now is because internet traffic is down. Okay, here's the thing. I don't understand one thing. I understand what he's trying to say. Internet traffic is down. Yeah, I guess because like up until now, maybe everyone was trying to contact everyone else. That's why maybe the servers were overloaded or something. And since people are dying now, like that is why. But I like, is this like a thing? Because I don't think I've ever experienced any situation where the internet was down because the server was overloaded or internet traffic was too high. Like for internet, like I'm not talking about like like certain servers. For example, yeah, this does happen. For example, just think about like like a new game is starting or something. Like everyone has pre-registered. It's a very like well talked about game, and millions of people will be playing it. And that's why when they release it, like everyone starts opening it at the same time, so the server gets overloaded and completely crashes. That happens obviously, but this is not a that this is like an internet, like the internet service provider. Obviously, I don't think I've ever encountered anything like this where the internet itself goes down because of high amount of traffic. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Does this is this like a thing? I've never experienced this before. Like when like internet traffic is high, does it like actually affect? Maybe it does. Maybe like it slows down or something. Maybe that's what happens. So yeah, it's probably that because like like when he says like it's because of internet traffic, I'm like, okay, I've never actually encountered a problem like this before, because obviously like yeah, like for servers for games and stuff like that, I can understand that everyone's like doing it at the same time, and that is why. But for the internet, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But maybe that was the case, and that's what happened here. But either way, he can do it now because the traffic is down, and that's why he can actually get the like get the messages. And then he is like, oh, what should I do? Like like everyone, like he's like, I wonder what everyone is doing. I sacrificed so many time which I could have spent with friends for what? And then he kind of comes across one of the contacts, Kencho, and he's like, oh, what about Kencho? Like he was like one of my best friends, and let me contact him. And he calls him. While over there, you can see Kencho is stuck in a. I'm guessing this is a love hotel, most probably. I'm not really sure. At first, I thought it was cabaret club, because of all the zombies like wearing underwear. But then I realized no, it's not that. It's a love hotel. It's probably. Uh, because yeah, they're like in individual rooms and stuff. Like this girl wearing like a bunny outfit. That's why I thought like this was a cabaret club, But I guess that was one of the people in like one of them cosplaying or something. And this is a love hotel. At first I thought it was a cabaret club. Anyways, so Kencho like opens up the door and sees like the whole place is overrun, cannot go do anything, and he just closes it back again. And he's like, oh my god, what now? And water has been finished. There's no food, and he's like starving, and he's like, oh, this might be it. And then he says like, thank God the room that I chose was a bondage room. And wait, I don't understand one thing here. He says that, where is that? That said, I'm glad my drunk ass just happened to pick the bondage room. Right. Okay, I understand that. I don't understand one thing here. He said that like my drunk ass, so I'm guessing he was so drunk that he probably went to sleep while drunk, and then he woke up, he saw this whole situation. I'm guessing. What I don't understand is why is the girl tied in the like yeah, I can understand if like like but he, I'm pretty sure he was asleep. Like I'm just assuming that he was asleep, or he like was so drunk he went unconscious. But so would that mean like that the the girl was like stuck before he before he fell asleep or unconscious? Obviously everything was fine. Everything was normal. So like, what happened? Did he like tie up the girl and then went to sleep, or like was so drunk that he went unconscious and the girl was just stuck there like that? Like, was that what is going on? Like, I'm kind of confused. How is this possible? Like, how is she stuck when he realized, he saw that she's stuck, and she's like, oh, thank God, like she became a zombie while stuck. I don't understand that part. Anyways, you know what? Let me stop trying to deduce this thing. Whatever it was, like he got saved because of the situation, and the girl turned into a zombie while being stuck, while being handcuffed and everything. Good God. Right. So he's like, am I going to die like this? Like in a stupid place like this? And he kind of remembers Akira, and Akira just laughing at his horrible jokes. And at first I didn't realize the significance of this flashback, but now I do, because later on he kind of says he wants to be a comedian. So that is why I can understand now that seeing Akira laugh at his jokes, even his stupid jokes, probably gave him more motivation and more, I guess you could say, confidence to kind of become a comedian. But by the end of it, he wasn't able to do that. He had to take a job which he didn't really like doing, and that is why he wasn't really happy. He wasn't really living his life. But that is why he remembers Akira's, like this scene here where Akira's laughing at one of his jokes, because he himself wanted to be a comedian. And I realize the significance of this flashback now, like seeing how he's laughing. And he's like, I wonder what he's doing. And as soon as he thinks, like immediately Akira calls. And Akira's like, ah, Kencho, what are you doing? Like, where are you? And Kencho's like, yeah, like I'm here in Shinjuku. And like, he's like, why are you so happy about this? And he's like, oh, we'll talk about that later. Give me the address. I'm just going there to pick you up. And Kencho's like, wait, what? You're going to come here? It's impossible. But he's like, oh, no, everything is fine. Like, just give me the address. And he just immediately cuts off. So yeah, he is off on his motorbike, ready to go and meet Kencho. And he remembers Kencho, like that he was like the mood maker, the popular guy in their group. And but despite being popular, he'd go all out to be the life of the party. Yeah. So he was my closest friend, and that's why he wants to go. And not only that, he probably he felt bad about how he like the final day when they met, how he kind of like lashed out at him. So here we get to see the flashback of Kencho just saying like, oh, like I'm like he was like a big time real estate man, like an agent. And that is why he was like, oh, you know what, like like Akira, like this situation, like I have to like deal with like these high end clients and everything, like money after like like money, like so much money, like, and it's like up there on the top, it's something like he's just like talking about all of this, talks about the girl he's going out with and everything, and he's like talking about vacation and stuff, like while Akira's just like eyes sunken, almost dying. And you can see like it's crazy how even in this situation Akira decided to kind of join him, because you could see how Akira was so much tired. I doubt he would have probably accepted any other invitation if it wasn't from Kencho, because as you said, Kencho was his best friend. So when he probably like invited him, Akira, even though he's almost dying, he decided to join him because he's his best friend. And that's why after coming here, I can understand his situation, because after, like after almost dying, he comes here and he listens to Kencho just talking about his life and his, like great, like glamorous life, while he's just here dying almost. He felt a little bit angry, and he's like, what the hell, like, I'm almost dying. I came here to hang out with you, and all you do is talk about yourself, about how good you have it. Like that's how he saw it, and that's how, like, like the whole situation was. And Kencho asks him, like, what's happened to you, like, why you not, like, why you like this? And he explains how about his exploitative company and everything, and Kencho says, like, just go, like, like, just leave the company, like, why, like they're like kind of doing so much to you, so you should just quit. And this is the same, and like, thing that I said in the first episode. I was like, if this is a company that is like affecting you so much that you're almost dying, I feel like, even though, like, I can understand he's like new to this job. Not only that, he probably needed money. He probably, like, since he's like a fresher, he needed like experience. If he doesn't have that experience, he, like, he'll probably not be able to get another job. Also, the fact that this is his first job, if he like leaves just after joining, it'll probably leave like a bad impression on the other companies that he tries to go in. And these type of reasons I can understand. And also, like, like, he probably, this is a company which is probably like, kind of what can I say, that's like one a high end company or something. All of these reasons I can understand, but I was like, even if these are the reasons why you cannot quit, I feel like just the fact that you're almost dying, like, you actually, after like, 3 years of working, you actually thought about jumping on a train track. Just that fact only, I feel like, is more than enough for you to leave the job and do something else. And that is also what I said. But you know what, at that situation I can understand, like, like, he probably was in this zone where he didn't know, like, he wasn't properly able to work out what he should do, like that type of situation. And anyways, and Kencho says the same thing to him, and he kind of gets mad, and he's like, oh, like, I came here to hang out with you, and all you talk about is your own happiness, your own, like good thing. And it kind of interesting to realize now, later on, as we get to know what Kencho was feeling about this situation, is that Kencho was also kind of putting up a brave front. He also wasn't really happy with his company, so he was trying to kind of overplay it, so that, like, he can trick himself into thinking like, oh, everything is fine, that kind of thing. He was acting to be happy while he wasn't happy. So that in itself was something that was probably stressing him out as well. So both of them were stressed out, and both of them kind of like had like like kind of lashed out at each other because of this whole situation. And it kind of went like ended in an awkward way as they kind of split off here. Like, they're like, oh, like, manager Bill, and that's it. They just left, and they never contact her after that. So Akira wants to apologize for the whole situation, and like, he's like on his way to get back Kencho. So while all of this is happening, you can see this guy Sho. He is like the last man standing against all the zombies, and Sho's like, oh, this is it, like, I cannot survive like this. And when the zombies were almost getting to his throat, a big a big horn starts ringing, a car horn, and it's like it's very loud, like, for like throughout the whole city it's being like, you can hear it. And it kind of makes sense why it was so loud. It's because, like, there's no other noise out except that, like, except the zombie noises. There isn't really any other noise that is going on, because everything is stopped. Half of the people has died here. No car is moving, nothing is moving, so the whole place is quiet except the zombie noises, and that is it. So that is why the one horn of a car was so loud that the whole city was like probably listening to it, and all the zombies were attracted to the horn. So Sho gets saved here because of this, while over there, Kencho also like from outside the corridor, all the zombies go out towards the distraction. And this part was kind of funny. You could see that he put like a rugby ball and taped it to the horn, while he himself was like at a distance underwater so that they cannot smell him. That was smart, because obviously, like, there's like two things the zombies can do, I guess. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, it kind of differs from different movies and different shows and games. In some shows and games, like zombies have like a very bad eyesight. They only kind of listen and smell. That's one thing. But there's a few other zombie movies and like games I've played where zombies does have eyesight. So I'm not really sure about these zombies. What's with them? But I'm pretty sure they can, like, the sound is like the thing that can everyone hear. So sound is like the biggest thing that you can use to lure the zombies in. Also the smell. So like, and there's another thing I remember, like a lot of in most of the zombie apocalypse movie and games they do is that to sneak past like a horde of zombies, they kill a zombie, get the zombie guts, put it on them, and then sneak out. And that's how they cannot smell you. So like, which kind of shows that zombies really have bad eyesight, kind of. The smell and their sense of hearing is quite high. So those are the two things that you need to take care of. So obviously the sound was used to lure them into the car, while he doused himself in water so that the smell cannot go out, so that they are not attracted to him. So what happens is the zombies go out and start like bashing to the car. The car was like almost in a bad condition. The more they bashed the car, it just exploded. While Akira used that opportunity to quickly go and find out Kencho. And like I said, this really reminded me of like like the zombie games and the movies and everything, where like make a distraction and kind of trap that thing, let the zombies go and attack that thing, and it is going to blow up, taking out a lot of zombies together with it, like that kind of thing. It kind of reminded me of that. I've played, like I said, I've played my fair share of zombie games, and like like, and saw a few zombie animes and stuff. Like, I really like these type of, like like these type of things. Right. Anyways, so Kencho comes out, and Kencho's like, "What the hell? Like, all the zombies are gone." And he comes out in the front door, and Akira comes in and kind of surprises him, and he gets startled for a moment, and then the first thing that Akira does is like, Akira's like, "Kencho, I'm so sorry. Like we kind of, in the previous time when we met, I lashed out at you, but you're right. Like, I should have left that company. I'm realizing it now. I should have listened to you instead of just trying to, like like get mad at you and getting mad at you because you were just talking about your happiness." And yeah, and he's like, I shouldn't have shouted. And you can see, like like Kencho's kind of like a little bit awkward in this situation, because he knows that he himself was kind of overplaying the happiness because he wanted to trick himself into thinking that everything is fine, but it wasn't. He wasn't happy with it, and that's why he felt a little bit awkward here. But no time for all of that stuff now. Akira screams so much here that the zombies are back. And Akira's like, "Quick, let's get out of here," and goes to the roof. And right, so obviously roof is like one of the worst places you can go to survive a zombie, like an out, like thing. Is because you're freaking stuck over there. What can you do? The corridor will be just filled with zombies, and all you can do is just either grapple down, or if you had like a rope or something, maybe that would help. If you don't have a rope, then you're screwed. What are you going to do? You have to jump from the roof if you want to survive, or something like that. So obviously they come here, and they're like stuck. They're like, "What the hell are we supposed to do?" And Akira's like, "Right, Kencho, you know what we should do? We should jump. Over there on the other side. There's another building over there." And Kencho's like, "What the hell are you saying? Like, that's quite a distance." And Akira's like, "No time to mope around. Like we just gotta do it. Like, if you want to figure out whether we'll be alive or not by the end of it, you just need to jump. That is it." And he takes a big run and just goes and jumps and falls on the roof, on the other roof. And Kencho's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like bleeding, his nose like completely like bleeding and everything. And he's like, "I'm fine. Like, come on, Kencho, jump." But Kencho is scared, obviously. Now, this is the thing. I guess you could say this is like a symbolism, more of a symbolic way of kind of showing this. Kencho was afraid of taking that jump, kind of symbolizing how he's afraid of getting out of his situation. You know, like he he knew he wasn't happy in that company. He knew what he was doing wasn't something that he wanted to do. He wanted to make people laugh, not trick them into buying stuff and screwing them over. That is what not what something that he wanted to do. He wanted to make people happy, and this company was like the opposite of that completely. So this kind of symbolizes, I guess, like his like his fear to get out of that situation, to take that jump, and that's why he's here standing on the rooftop, afraid to jump. And he's like, I cannot do it, Akira. It's too far. Like I'm afraid. And then he kind of goes back and he kind of starts talking about the whole situation. He tells him that, you know what, I'm sorry. Like, you apologized, I also need to apologize, because I wasn't happy in that company. Like that company was, was bad. Like it I had to trick other people. I didn't enjoy my job at all. Um, Day after day, I had to smile at people while lying to their faces. I tricked them into bad contracts. Um, the praise from the higher ups, the company's acknowledgement. Yeah, the gorgeous models I dated, dining out with big time politicians and famous athletes didn't make me happy at all. Yeah, and this is such an interesting thing. Like, I really like this aspect of this show, is which is kind of showing us how there's so many people who were stuck in their, like in their situation. Everyone had their own troubles. Like Akira was stuck with this exploitative company. He was stuck with a job which he didn't really want to do. He was always like stressed and burdened by, like tricking other people, because he himself didn't feel happy about it. He wanted to make people laugh. He didn't want to trick them like this. And so it shows how before supposedly everyone was free, no one was free. No one was living their life. But now in the zombie apocalypse, when everything is supposed to be more dangerous and more constrictive, they have found freedom in this. Like Akira, like this guy, and what was his name? I just forgot his name. What the hell? I just Kencho, yeah, Kencho. Like these two found their freedom in this apocalypse after, coming like getting in this apocalypse. They are free now, even though that's not how it's supposed to go. Like this is one thing that I'm really liking about this. It's like, and the fact that, like they need to get rid of this fear to survive this apocalypse. And like Akira, like obviously, like, yeah, I feel like he's a bit too free. Like sometimes you do need to be a little bit cautious about certain situations. I feel like he doesn't even have that. He's a bit too free, but you can understand, like, like it is needed to have that, like, that thing within you, that courage to take that jump if you want to survive in this apocalypse. Like everything should be like in a balance. Like I said, I feel like Akira's situation is a bit too free. He's like having too much fun. Like there must be like, at least like a like a threshold, like something like that. So I don't know if like when he's going to get into trouble in the future because of his carefree nature. Maybe he'll realize a little later on that, what, fun and games is okay, but I should also be kind of a little bit cautious about this. I don't know which direction this is going to take, so I'm kind of curious as to see. But either way, like I said, I'm really enjoying this direction that the anime is taking, where all the characters, or at least the two characters that we've met, are so much more free now in a zombie apocalypse than they were back then while they were living their life. And yeah, and he's like, I wanted to be a comedian, and now Akira's like, now you can be a comedian. Like just look at me, like I just wanted to leave my job. I wanted to have 3 years worth of vacation. I can do that now. You can be a comedian too in this situation now. Like, like now we are free. Okay, so Akira says the fun-loving panache of yours always came through to make sure we were all having fun. Which kind of makes me think that he was probably doing the same thing again in that diner when he was dining with him, where he wanted to make the situation more positive, so that he doesn't burden others with his trouble. He was talking so happily about his situation to Akira because he didn't want to make him burdened with his trouble. Obviously, he wasn't having fun in his job, but he made it seem as if everything was fine because he didn't want to do that. Like, he wants to make other people happy, entertain other people. So burdening others with his problem is the last thing that he would want to do. And yeah, and he says like I wanted a job where I could sincerely entertain my client. And yeah, he says that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, a comic. And and Akira's like, yeah, then just quit already and become one right now. Right, so yeah, the zombies break out into the roof. And Akira says, take it from me, you should always listen to your friends when they give you advice. If you're a stand-up comic, get ready and show me you can jump that distance. And just laugh off that fear. And he's like, okay, and he goes back a little bit, takes a run, and just jumps. And while jumping, he even strips. That's something. And then he realizes that he won't be able to reach up to the the roof. He almost falls. And Akira's over there is like laughing, and Kencho's like, yo, Akira, I'm glad that I was able to entertain you, but can you please help me? Like, I'm dying here. Well, Akira's just laughing, and and I'm like I'm like, what would happen if he actually falls here? That would be something. But obviously, Akira stops by the middle of it and grabs his hand and pulls him over. And the thing about this is like I always forget that Akira is actually quite strong. I was like, how can he bring this big man up? By pulling him up. And then I realized, oh yeah, wait a minute, he's also quite strong because he was in the rugby club. We have seen him; he's quite built himself. The fact that he like wears these baggy clothes kind of makes me forget that he's actually quite strong and well built. So for a moment I was like, oh, will he be able to pull him up? But then he just pulled him up, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's quite strong as well. So yeah, there you go. Uh, and this part was hilarious. He gets up and he starts screaming, and Aka's like, what happened? Did you get bitten? And he's like, no, I scraped my and oh my god, I was like, yeah, that is why you wear clothes. Like don't do that. Uh, right. So after that, both of them like strip off all their clothes, and they're just having like beer and everything. Uh, and yeah, they're talking about like this whole situation and everything. Akira says like, oh, what kind of comic are you? You start crying. Right, and then Kencho says, guys who quit their jobs, drops everything and move on with their lives tend to be successful later on, like entrepreneurs or artists. Not necessarily, like very rarely. Like it seems like that's the situation, but that's not it. There's a lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of people who drops their job and goes drops out of school, and they're like, oh, I'm going to do something in the entertainment industry. I'm going to do something in the for myself, and then by the end of it they realize they're screwed. Like that kind of thing. But anyways, and he says like, maybe Akira, you are the one. You might be the one who will save us all from this zombie infection. And Akira's like, you joker. Like obviously that's not the situation. That'll never happen. But I obviously think this is probably a big foreshadowing. I don't know where this anime is going to go, which direction it's going to go. But it should be interesting to see if that's the direction they're going to take. That Akira is actually going to become the savior of everyone. How? I have no idea. I really don't have any idea. Right, so he cuts off number 32. Drink and laugh with my best bud. So there you go. Another one, thing done in the bucket list. And that is where it ends. So yeah, that was episode number 3. Another great episode. And like I said, I'm really liking this whole thing where they're kind of showing us how, before the apocalypse, a lot of characters were actually completely constricted, but now in the apocalypse they're free. Like, which is ironic because now they're supposed to be more, like more constricted and more in a bad situation. But their situation before this was so bad that now in this situation they have felt that this is such a free time, and they found salvation in this messed up, like messed up situation. And yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'm really liking the story, you could say, of this. And like it is a silly little story, but it's kind of, like, I guess you could say, interesting. And when it is kind of a little bit, I guess you could say, I wouldn't call it deep, but I would like to say that it is kind of like, going into these type of things where you do need to kind of stop and think about the situation and think like, yeah, you know what, that is kind of deep, a little bit deep. But I'm really liking this. This is very interesting. And yeah, and I love these type of zombie. I've said this before as well. I love zombie apocalypse stuff, and that combined with a good story is I always love it. So let's see what happens after this. Yeah, so we've got two of the characters, two more characters. We have already met another character, that girl, and then there's this other girl who's still left meet, who's like wearing like a samurai armor or whatever. So maybe that'll happen in the next episode. Let's wait. So that is it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to Psalm 100. If you guys, episode number 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Psalm 100. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.